the Crane Room for your lunch and dinner rendezvous. You'll enjoy their pleasant atmosphere. The Crane Room takes pride in their wide variety menu. Appetizers, sandwiches, soups, salads, entrees, pasta, and the best burgers in town. Newcastle's best selection of domestic, import, and craft beers from around the world, and the Crane Room features a 35-tap draft system. Ask about their daily specials that will please you every time. The Crane Room is located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553.
When I'm on the go, I take NCTV45 with me.
Give Mangina Outside Services a call when you want a yard project done and done right. Bud Mangina is the owner, and he and his staff will do just about any yard project, and he also does hauling of your trash and unwanted items. Mangina Outside Services covers the greater Newcastle area with very affordable prices. Tell Bud you heard this message on NCTV45, and you'll receive a 10% discount. 614-3658. That's 724-614-3658.
Quiet, relaxing tranquility. That's Bethy's Bakery and Eatery in Valant, Pennsylvania. But you may ask, is it a bakery or is it a restaurant? Bakery, restaurant. Well, they have cakes of every kind. And not only that, they have burgers also, and turnovers, and salads, and donuts, and nachos, and cupcakes, and cream puffs, and just goes on and on. But let's not forget, home of the plate-sized cinnamon roll. Is it a bakery? Is it a restaurant? You decide. Bethy's in Valant.
It's Bud's Flowers when you want a wide variety of flowers for any occasion. They also have a selection of fine gifts and more. Bud's Flowers is conveniently located in downtown Newcastle at 120 East Washington Street. Call Bud's Flowers at 724-652-7727 or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-443-7726. It's Bud's Flowers in downtown Newcastle.
Keep watching NCTV45 for Cookin' the Castle. You're going to love it. McCree Sports, 835 Moravia Street, wants you to be on top of your game. Go to McCree Sports for all your sporting needs. You can call them at 724-654-6065. McCree Sports. They'll make you shine.
Hi, I'm Gary West for NCTV45. This is another edition of Focus NC, and this will be segment one of a three-parter. And my guest today is Pennsylvania State Representative of the 9th Legislative District, Chris Sinnata.
Hey, Gary, it's good to be back with you. We did many years on radio.
That's true. A lot of memories.
Yes.
So thanks for making some time for us today. Now, just to refresh people's memories of the district, the 9th Legislative District. The 9th Legislative District consists of the city of Newcastle, and then the townships of Hickory, Little Beaver, Mahoning, Neshannock, North Beaver, also Pulaski and Union, and also the boroughs of Bessemer and Enon Valley and SNPJ.
No, this is, we're going to have to start over.
Oh, what happened?
This is the old district.
Right.
Which actually could be a subject you could be talk about.
Oh, okay. Well, I got this right from, hi, I'm Gary West for NCTV45, and this is another edition of Focus NC. This is part one of a three-parter. Thanks for watching. My guest today is Pennsylvania's State Representative of the 9th Legislative District, Chris Sinnata. Chris, thanks for being with us.
Gary, it's great to be with you. I was with you for many years on the radio. You were an institution. I remember back in the day when kids used to listen to you on the morning show and radio back in high school days, and that was just a few years back.
Yeah, they used to listen for those cancellation reports. And, we had a lot of coverage, a wide variety of all those different radio stations that I worked at. And I always kept in touch with you, and you were always good about keeping in touch as well. And, Chris, now, how long has it been since you've been our 9th legislative representative? Did you come in right after Tom Fee?
Yes, I replaced Tom Fee in 1994, so I'm just completing my 20th year in the legislature.
And, that speaks volumes. And now, I know there was some redistricting, so tell us about the way it goes now in the 9th Legislative District.
Well, the 9th Legislative District right now is actually a little bit more compact. I kept like 88% of my district. I represent the city of Newcastle, the townships of Hickory, Neshannock, Union, Pulaski, Mahoning, North Beaver, and the borough of Bessemer and SNPJ. And now I've actually picked up Shenango and South Newcastle. I used to have it, and now I got it back. So that is the new 9th District. I end up losing. I had 2 communities in Beaver County, Darlington Township and Borough, and at the bottom end of the county I lost Eden Valley and Little Beaver. But now I'll have all of Shenango and South Newcastle, and I think it's great because it all correlates with the city of Newcastle. I know a lot of people out Shenango, and we always took care of people. If they came down to my office on Mercer Street, I never asked exactly where you're at. If we can help them, we help them. And I think it's a great community out there. It's a great, all my districts is very similar type of people.
I know you're the Democratic chairman of the House Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I became a chairman last term. It's a good committee. When Leader Dermody asked me if I would take that committee, I said yes, because I have a lot of veterans in my district, as well as 10 fire companies, including the city's paid company, and I have 9 volunteer fire companies. So we have a great safety network here in Lawrence County. And I said, these are people I know. I've worked with them for almost 20 years, so I'd be happy to take the committee. I just didn't know how much was involved with it, because we deal with FIA, emergency management, as far as public safety whenever you have disasters. I mean, that's us. We work with the National Guard. And, I mean, it involves a lot of stuff, Gary, and I think it's important, for public safety. And we're very active. I've been in Philadelphia 2 weeks ago, and we had hearings up in Penn State just this past week with Ag Progress Day, and we dealt with some of the military stuff that Penn State's doing for our country. So a lot of people don't realize that Penn State does a lot of great work as far as doing research for our defense of this country. So I had a chance to tour a lot of the state, and I think it's important because public safety is the #1 issue.
On June 30th, the State House passed the 2014-15 state budget. It was done without your vote. So you had some issues with public education, also volunteer fire companies, loan fund, Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, and also some economic development. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, we had a very tough, difficult budget year, and you have to have priorities. Our priorities in Western Pennsylvania sometimes aren't the same priorities you get in other parts of the state. We rely on a lot of programs. We rely on economic development programs. Our volunteer fire companies, they know in our paid fire company like Newcastle, we rely on grants because they don't have the wealth that some of the communities in eastern part of the state have. Our companies, they have chicken dinners, they have pork dinners, they raise money all the time, and unfortunately, that's part of the process. You have loan programs that were cut under the state budget. Our fire companies rely on those programs. It's going to be a lot more difficult to get some of the loans, get some of those grants. And education, I have a background, I have a degree in education. I think that should be our top priority in the state. And I just felt that we did not put enough money into public education because it is important. If we can educate our children, in the long run, it pays a lot of dividends. And that's one of the reasons I voted against the budget.
Volunteer fire departments not required to provide health coverage to their members. And I know this is considered good news for the fire companies. Tell us why.
Well, there was a problem earlier in the year because of Obamacare. There was a great concern in Pennsylvania that because most fire companies have more than 50 volunteers on the records, that they were going to be required to provide health insurance, and they can't afford it. And we actually had a resolution passed in our committee urging Congress, to make sure this doesn't happen. And we were at the beck and call of the Internal Revenue Service to determine whether they could do it or not. We wanted legislation to specifically say volunteer fire companies are exempt from Obamacare because they'll go out of business. And most people have coverage. The volunteers aren't full-time. They volunteer, okay? But if you would tell Union Township or Hickory Township, well, now you have to pay everyone's health insurance costs. I mean, they're out of business. And we were happy. The Revenue Department, the IRS said no. Washington agreed. And when they come out with their ruling, we're good. But, that was a great concern to many of the local fire companies across the state. I mean, we have more in Pennsylvania than any other state when it comes to volunteer fire companies. And, if you add $200,000-$300,000 of cost onto a company that doesn't even raise that in a year, they're out of business. And if they go out of business, the insurance rates go up. You're going to have taxes going through the roof to try to fund and pay people to do that work these people do out of public service. And we have a lot to be thankful for. We have great fire companies in Lawrence County. In Newcastle, we have a paid company for the city of $24,000, and they do a great job. So I'm saying is we're very fortunate with what we have here. So that was a concern.
We're running out of time in segment one, but one more question in segment one. There was some confusion as to whether 14 and 15-year-olds were permitted to ride with emergency vehicles. Can you tell us if the issue is riding the fire trucks or fighting fires or both?
It's more riding on the fire trucks. I mean, they're
allowed to fight the fires.
They can do somewhat. They can assist in fires. I mean, today, because of what you have to have training. You have to have so many hours of training in order to do different levels of firefighting. The 14 and 15-year-olds do more of assistance. They don't go right into the hardcore of the fire.
We have lots more to talk about with Chris Sinnata, our 9th Legislative State Representative. And Chris, some contact numbers and information?
Yeah, my office is located at 20 South Mercer Street in downtown Newcastle, and the phone number is 724-656-1112.
Thank you, Chris Sinnata, 9th Legislative State Representative. Don't forget to tune in to segments 2 and 3 of Focus NC with Chris. I'm Gary West for NCTV45. We have a great relationship with Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors in downtown Newcastle at 210 East Washington Street. And whenever you watch Focus NC, my wardrobe is furnished by Main Street Clothiers and Custom Tailors. Bill's Bake Shop will make you happy. Bill Cast is the owner, and he and his staff keep the tradition going with all those bakery items that you remember as a kid. Just to name a few items, Bill makes cream sticks, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, cream horns, cannoli, cakes, pies, cookies, bread, pizza, and so much more. Bill's Bake Shop, located at 228 North Liberty Street in the Mahoningtown section of Newcastle, is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 7 to 2, closed on Monday. Bill's, where smiles are everywhere. Call 724-654-4223. Make it Lanigan's Irish Pub, where you'll be amazed with the weekly specials. Pub grub, salads, burgers, sandwiches, Irish specialties, and desserts. Lanigan's has a full bar featuring domestic, craft, and Irish draft beer. You can also book a party at Lanigan's at 126 East Washington Street in downtown Newcastle. As they say at Lanigan's Irish Pub, the best Irish food since Ireland. Call 724-657-3444.
This is NCTV45. You can watch us anytime on your time.
It's Pizza 2 in downtown Newcastle with a great variety menu that you will tell everybody about. Chris Quiera, the owner, is here with more information.
Stop down and see us at Little Johnny's 2. We're located at 130 East Washington Street, or give us a call at 724-657-2210.
Haynes Comfort Living Furniture, 32 North Beaver Street in Newcastle. There's no place like home, and there's no place like Haynes for that special look that'll leave your company in awe. It's Haynes in downtown Newcastle.
Whether it's a scheduled appointment or same-day service, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning offers 24/7 service for commercial, industrial, and residential, as well as fire and water damage restoration. Using state-of-the-art technology, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning experts are ready to professionally clean your carpet today. Call DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning for a free in-home estimate. Thank you for making us Lawrence and Mercer County's largest carpet cleaner.
And